everyone, and welcome to the 2018 Commencement exercises for the University of Washington School of Law. I'm Interim Dean Anita Krug, and it's my great pleasure to welcome everyone, including all our friends and family, to our graduation ceremony. We are so happy that you are all here, and I am thrilled to be the first to say it. Congratulations to the amazing class of 2018. Thank you. I just want to say to all of you, friends and family and many honored guests, that we are simply thrilled you're here to celebrate the evening with us and grateful for all of the support you have provided our graduates through these years. Speaking for myself and my colleagues, we can't wait to let our graduates know how very proud we are of them and all they have accomplished and all that they promise to accomplish in their lives. I want to begin tonight by introducing the Faculty of Law and our leadership team, and I'd like them to please stand and be recognized. I agree. They are an amazing group of talented individuals and fabulous colleagues, and I am so thankful for their expertise and commitment. And at this point, I want to take just a moment to recognize three of them. First, I want to ask two of our colleagues, Professors Dwight Drake and Alan Kirtley, who will be retiring at the end of this academic year, to please stand and be recognized, although I think Professor Kirtley may not be here tonight. Professor Drake? Thank you. You have had an amazing career, and we're so grateful for all that you have contributed to the School of Law, and we so look forward to your continuing to be involved with us. Thank you. I would also like our colleague, Professor M.J. Durkee, who will be departing at the end of the summer to join the faculty at the University of Georgia School of Law, to please stand and be recognized. Thank you for your tremendous contributions to the School of Law over your 5 years with us. I also want to say a special word of thanks to two colleagues who have served in administrative roles and who are now transitioning back to their faculty roles. The first is Professor Brenda Williams, who until last month served as our wonderful Associate Dean for Students, Equity, and Community Engagement. And the second is Professor Senna Knutson, who has been our Associate Dean for Research and Faculty Development. Graduates, as we celebrate today, I have a very short message for you. It is a message that we always impart to our graduates. I ask you to please stay connected And I mean this in several senses. First, I want you to stay connected more than anything to who you are and what brought you to law school. The passion for justice and making a difference in this world. I also want to ask you to stay connected to one another. Wow, you have been an amazing class. You will be surprised how many times you'll be so very glad to be a part of this community, to be able to turn to your classmates for advice or a referral or something else. And last, I want you to please stay connected with us. Your law school. We aim to be your law school for life, to be there for you through thick and thin, to help you make the connections that you need. So please, graduates, please stay connected with your sense of justice and action, and with each other, and with us. So I'm now very pleased to introduce our faculty speaker for the evening, Professor Liz Porter, whom you, our graduates, selected. And what a wonderful choice it was. Associate Professor Liz Porter joined the law school faculty in 2010, and she very quickly made her mark, winning the Philip A. Troutman Professor of the Year Award in 2011, 2012, 2014, 2015, and 2017. Wow. Wow. Not surprisingly, in 2014, she was one of the few recipients of that year's University of Washington Distinguished Teaching Award. In recognition of her many contributions to UW Law, she was named the Charles I. Stone Professor of Law in 2016. She teaches in the areas of torts and advanced civil procedure. Professor Porter earned her law degree from Columbia Law School, where she served as the articles editor of the Columbia Law Review. And after law school, she clerked for Judge Sidney Thomas of the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Ninth Circuit, and then clerked with Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg of the United States Supreme Court. She worked at a large Washington, D.C. law firm before entering academia, and she is just an amazing teacher and colleague. I am so pleased that the class of 2018 has elected Professor Porter as their faculty speaker, and I now welcome her to the lectern.
Dear graduates, thank you so much for inviting me to speak tonight. I have loved teaching you these past few years. Ideally, I think this should have been a purely funny talk, but I have to admit that I feel rather emotional about sending you off into the world. So this evening, I want to make 2 observations about you, the class of 2018. Then I will offer you advice based on those observations. Advice which you, of course, free to ignore at your peril. My first observation, you are an unusual class, a special class. If you imagine our law school as a beautiful, old-growth Douglas fir tree, one that has been growing since our school was founded in 1899, with each class adding a ring of growth to the tree, your ring, the ring of 2018, would be broader and more vivid than the rings of many other years. That broader ring indicates strong growth. You're a special class, a high growth class. Why? Well, for one thing, it's true that you definitely had plenty of rainwater. Seriously, these past years have been some of the wettest in Seattle's history. And, of course, it was dark, too. Sometimes during an 8:30 a.m. class, or really any time in room 127. When the rain was pounding against the windows and it was especially dark, it felt a bit like Dementors were hovering. And not only in Seattle, while you were here at the law school, the world darkened too. In our country and in many others. And it seemed like every week that darkness came hot off the press into your classrooms. You could not easily escape it. The problems that are splashed all over the news go directly to the heart of the constitutional and international principles that you are learning to defend. For you, the class of 2018, abstract concepts such as the separation of powers, the role of the regulatory state, and the independence of the judiciary have a more significant and yet more contingent meaning than they do for many new law graduates. Take me as a counterexample. I became a lawyer in an age of optimism. Before law school, I lived in Poland, where I knew people who were helping draft that country's new post-Soviet constitution. Now, to be sure, when I was in law school 20 years ago, the president was impeached. So you might think that I would have suffered something like the constitutional vertigo that you have experienced. But the opposite is true. The impeachment and the conduct that led to it were tawdry and damaging, but they never cut to the quick. It felt like reality TV before such a thing existed. Distracting, but superficial. 20 years ago, we seemed to be on a slow but predictable trajectory toward more and more inclusive democracy. But now, the trajectory is not so clear. In Poland, for example, the government is now purposely dismantling the independent judiciary and criminalizing core political speech. Looking back, I took things for granted in a way that you are unlikely to have the luxury to do. At the same time, you have also witnessed firsthand the ways that our government withstands this kind of pressure, the ways that the framers, the Boeing engineers of our founding era, designed layers of backup systems for times just like this. For example, here in Washington State, you have had front row seats to the federalism playoffs, from marijuana legalization to the travel ban. The result of all this? For you, the class of 2018, the divide between theory and practice, between school and profession, between constitution and citizen, and between law and life is narrower than it is for most new lawyers. Regardless of your individual views of these events, you have grown as a result of this. You are a special class. But just ask Harry Potter, being special can be a drag. It can be overwhelming. Just as I have seen you laughing with friends in the lobby or talking animatedly in class, I have also seen you slumped in the elevators with that look, the look that says, I wish this elevator would stop between floors so I could just stay here and rest. So, because being special can be exhausting, here's my second observation. You, the class of 2018, are perfectly ordinary. You're not special at all. Your ring in the tree of our law school is only one out of well over 100 rings, and you are only a small part of a large and ancient profession. To be clear, I do not mean to conflate ancient with ideal. After all, more than half of you, and of us, the women, the people of color, and the openly gay or transgender people would have been explicitly or functionally excluded from our profession until only a few decades ago. I don't even mean to give the idea that everything lawyers do is somehow newsworthy. For example, the oldest case that I teach, which is from 1348, over 650 years ago, arose after a very drunk guy, upset that a tavern had closed for the night, swung his axe at the tavern owner's wife and missed. This is one of our foundational cases, yet it's literally about a bar fight that didn't even result in physical injury. And that's often what good lawyering is, helping people solve everyday problems, from founding a business to drafting a will. This unglamorous work is part of the beauty of our profession, of which you are now ordinary and honorable members. So, what advice to give to a special class that is also not special at all? To a group that is extraordinary and yet ordinary? My advice is this. You have spent the last 3 years learning firsthand that structures, systems, and culture often determine our fates. Regardless of whether we're talking about presidential power, fiscal policy, police brutality, or sexual harassment in the workplace, structures rather than only individual actions. Yet a lot of advice to graduates seems to ignore this structural influence. Make your bed. Keep a gratitude journal. Meditate. Get 30 minutes of exercise. Lean in. Eat breakfast. Or don't eat breakfast. Or eat quinoa. Okay, I don't like quinoa. Or, the most irritating of all, find balance. In a recent commencement address, Oprah Winfrey told grads to become so skilled, so vigilant, so flat out fantastic at what you do that your talent cannot be dismissed. In other words, hey, just be perfect. And plenty of lawyers try to take that route. But here's the thing, your skill, your vigilance, your ability to be fantastic, and your ability to find that mythical thing, balance, all depend on the culture and systems in which you work and act. Because you, like me, like all of us, are ordinary. We can't all be Oprah, or Sonia Sotomayor, or Devi Johnson-Roundtree, or Edith Windsor. They defied all odds. But that's the thing about odds. Statistically, we can't all defy them. And because you, the extraordinary class of 2018, have learned about the importance of systems and culture in a deep and genuine way, I hope that you can train some of that understanding on your own profession, on our profession. Think structurally, using legal techniques to eradicate pay gaps, just as Kim Rivera, General Counsel of HP, has done by designing contracts that withhold 10% of payments to outside counsel unless those firms give prominent roles to diverse lawyers. Think structurally. Help our profession look technology straight in its artificial eye so that we harness that power to increase access to legal services rather than to increase the wealth of a few lawyers at the top. Take the lead. Don't wait for older generations to do this for you. We sometimes took things for granted. I am 100% sure that you will dedicate yourselves to your clients and to upholding the rule of law. But I hope you will also apply your special lawyerly brains to the problem of your own professional happiness, because your happiness matters. Keep in touch, and thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Professor Porter. We are just so incredibly fortunate to have you on our faculty. So please congratulate me. Please join me in congratulating Professor. Please congratulate me. Now, please join me in congratulating Professor Porter once again for her wonderful remarks. Thank you. So our graduates have also chosen two student speakers, one of them from the JD class and one from our graduate programs, and it is my great pleasure to introduce them now. The first speaker is Theo Shaw, one of our Gates Public Service Law Scholars. He received his BA degree in political science from the University of Louisiana Monroe. He came to law school to pursue his passion of becoming a criminal defense trial attorney. During college, he interned with the Innocence Project New Orleans. He spent almost 3 years working with incarcerated youth and adults as a community advocate with a nonprofit civil rights law firm. During law school, he interned with public defender offices in both New York City and Washington, D.C. He was also elected to the Order of the Barristers. Next year, Theo will return to New Orleans to clerk for the Chief Justice of the Louisiana Supreme Court. Please join me in welcoming Theo to the lectern.
Thank you. Thank you, Dean, for that gracious introduction. To the parents, the siblings, to the mentors and friends who traveled from across this state and even from across the country, we thank you all so much for making this day possible. To the parents and siblings, thank you for your patience and your encouragement, and to be even more blunt, for putting up with us for the past 3 years. We thank you especially for giving ear to our frustration during our first year of law school, when we thought we could not go through another day or week of contracts or torts. We also thank you for calling us the day after that dark week in November to let us know that hope springs eternal. And to the faculty, the staff, academic services, the librarians, the custodians, we thank you all also for helping us get through those 3 years in Gates Hall, because without you, this night would not be possible. So I ask my friends and colleagues to give a warm welcome and thank you to all the parents, faculty, and staff for helping us on this journey. In 2010, I was a college student at a small public university in North Louisiana. As the dean mentioned, when I was in college, I knew I wanted to go to law school someday to become a criminal defense trial lawyer. So I had the opportunity that summer to go down to New Orleans for a 3-month internship with the Innocence Project New Orleans, which is part of a network of legal organizations that work to free men and women who had been convicted of crimes they did not commit. As part of that internship, I had a chance to go down to the Louisiana State Penitentiary, one of the most dangerous prisons in this country, to talk to men that they were representing about their case. All of the men I met that summer have been freed from years of incarceration for crimes they had nothing to do with. People like George Toka, who spent 25 years in prison for a crime he did not commit. People like Calvin Duncan, who spent 18 years in prison. People like Robert Jones, who also spent 25 years in prison for a crime he had nothing to do with. These men, and sadly so many others, even today, experience the unfortunate end of our legal system because we have in this country what the attorney Brian Stevenson has categorized as a system of justice that treats you much better if you're rich and guilty than if you're poor and innocent. That wealth, not culpability, shapes outcome. I talk about those men's experience because after tonight, after the celebrations, even after we pass the bar, I believe as future lawyers, we have a responsibility. We may not be guilty or have had to do anything with the injustices that other people experience in the criminal justice system. But we have a responsibility to the poor, to the condemned, to those who may not be popular in the eyes of the majority. And as future lawyers, we have a responsibility, I believe, to be agitators for justice. It was W.B. Du Bois, a brilliant sociologist and civil rights activist, who wisely said that agitation is a necessary evil to tell of the ills of the suffering. And as agitators, we have to speak up. We have to speak up for those who will never have access to the privileges we enjoy as lawyers. I'm not talking about a radical idea. No, what I'm suggesting is simple. to speak up for the poor when it's more convenient to stay quiet, to stand up in the face of injustice when it's more comfortable to stay seated. That's what I'm talking about. Now, you will pass the bar, you will go on to practice law, and you will do many different things with your law degree. All of us will. Most of us will join law firms or nonprofit legal organizations. Some of us will go down to the legislature or to Congress to make laws and policy. A few of us will even go on to be so-called judges. But no matter where we are, no matter what we do, there's going to be that responsibility to agitate, to stand up, to fight back. Maybe it's not in the criminal law context. Maybe it's representing that single father who's being unfairly evicted from his apartment. Or maybe it's helping that mother who is subjected to deportation proceedings and is facing separation from her family. Or maybe it's helping that student who is being unfairly suspended from his school. No matter where we go, no matter what we do, you will meet people like George Toka, people like Calvin Duncan, people like Robert Jones. And I simply want to remind my friends and colleagues to stand up, to do justice, to agitate. I rest.
Thank you so much, Theo, for those engaging and inspiring remarks. If there's one thing that I know about the class of 2018, they have the will and the capacity and the ability to stand up, to speak out, and to do justice. Thank you again, Theo. So it is my pleasure now to introduce our second student speaker, who was chosen by our graduating graduate students. Our second speaker is Eric Liu, who is an Australian lawyer who came to the University of Washington School of Law to pursue his LLM degree in general law. He received his Bachelor of Laws and Bachelor of Commerce degrees from the Australian National University. He worked for Australian Aboriginal Legal Aid as a judicial clerk at the Australian Capital Territory Magistrates Court. At the School of Law, he furthered his passion for public service through pro bono work with the Entrepreneurial Law Clinic. He was also active in the Student Bar Association and performed a Disney medley with his fellow LLMs at the UW Law Review. This summer, he will be interning at the Criminal Justice Division of the Washington State Attorney General's Office. Please join me in welcoming Eric Liu to the lectern.
Friends and family, faculty and distinguished guests, my fellow graduates. It is truly an honor to speak on behalf of the graduate students for the class of 2018. Today is a day of celebration. We celebrate that our hard works have finally paid off. This has been a tough but rewarding journey. But throughout this process, we had each other's back. The support of faculty and staff members, the also mediocre coffee from Spring Cup, and of course, many of us, we also leaned on our friends and family overseas. Many of them are here tonight, so thank you very much. Now we've earned our place to graduate at this beautiful Benaroya Hall. So what is next? You know, when I told my then 13-year-old cousin, Ethan, who was supposed to be in the audience today, that I was going to go to law school, he said, "Well, that means you have no soul." Now, he may have been joking, but that does represent the perception of lawyers in certain parts of society. Ethan, I hope for the YouTube video that you will be watching, you can change your mind after tonight. This is the year of Me Too movement. We now know that powerful CEOs and executives for years abused legal processes to silence women and suppress sexual assault allegations. And it is hard to deny that lawyers played an integral part in that process. So what should we, the future lawyers, do to change our role in the system? I found my answers and inspirations from my graduate classmates and my study at the law school. And it is one of morality, service, and community. My graduate classmates are from all over the world. They are judges, prosecutors, lawyers, and professors. And it's not what they do, and it's what they do and what they wish to pursue with the UW Law degree that truly inspired me. Huaxia from China focused her PhD work on institutionalizing global economic and environmental governance, and she is committed to imparting all of her knowledge to educate the next generation of lawyers. Adobe from Nigeria is a director of an NGO that provides legal defense and assistance. With the study here, she will continue to help improve access to justice in her country. Sarah, all the way from Maple Valley, Washington, conducted her research on displacement of people due to climate change, and she will be continuing her effort to build coalitions to defend the environment and combat climate change. This is just the tip of an iceberg of the amazing cohort of my graduate classmates. They all came with a mission to bring changes to their community and empower individuals. But I also realized that changes do not have to take place through monumental projects. My time at the Entrepreneurial Law Clinic had been invaluable. I remember assisting the mother of a newborn who had a brilliant idea of a baby care product. When we first met, she was overwhelmed with legal and business obstacles. My teammates and I worked hard to make sure that we provide useful information to guide her through this process. After we presented our findings and memo, the mother emailed me later that night, thanking us of providing her with the roadmap to move forward. But more importantly, she wrote that she left the meeting optimistic and excited as to what is to come with her business venture. It was a heartening moment and a rewarding experience. Having the privilege to help others, one at a time, we are making our community better and stronger. And none of it would have happened if it weren't for Professor Jennifer Fan's tireless dedication and mentorship, and I thank her for her service. These are the stories of UW Law that I have come across during my time here. The school teaches us to set a higher moral standard for ourselves and how to conduct ourselves as better lawyers and as a better person. It is sad to say goodbye to my friends, but I know that we will stay connected. And when we walk out of this law school, we will be the ambassador of UW Law and everything it stands for. We've worked hard to get to where we are today, and I am so proud of us. Now, it's time for us to go out there and be the best lawyer we aspire to be. Thank you. Congratulations, class of 2018.
Thank you so much, Eric. Let's hear it again for both of our fabulous student speakers. What wonderful remarks. Now I have the pleasure of thanking the members of the class of 2018 who helped build a strong culture of giving by their many hours of volunteer service during law school, serving as admissions ambassadors and peer mentors, and participating in a diverse range of student organizations. This year's class gift established an alumni bar prep fund to provide vital financial support to students struggling to pay for bar review courses. Thank you, class of 2018. I am also pleased to recognize the Dean's Medalists for 2018, a special recognition for a combination of academic excellence and overall contributions to student life. The awards this year go to Ben Crozier and Madeline Lamo. Please stand and remain standing while I introduce you. There you are. Okay, stay standing, stay standing. Ben Crozier grew up in Austin, Texas, and moved to Alaska when he was 19 years old. He received a BA degree in English and an MA degree in teaching from the University of Alaska, and afterward worked as a teacher and commercial fisherman in Juneau. Ben's hobbies include birding and climbing, and indeed, he has summited Denali and in the winter of 2009 skied across the Arctic National Wildlife Refuge, unfortunately freezing his right foot in the process. During law school, Ben worked at the Columbia Legal Services, and the ACLU, and externed for the Honorable Robert Lasnik. He hopes to work as a legal aid attorney. Madeline Lamo grew up in Minnesota and received a BA degree in government and Romance languages from Bowdoin College. At UW Law, she served as an articles editor on the Washington Law Review and was a member of the Moot Court Honor Board. She was also an award-winning advocate on the Viz International Arbitration Moot Court team. She worked in the UW Tech Policy Lab, co-authoring a paper with Professor Ryan Kalo that she presented at a conference at Stanford in this past spring. After graduating, Madeline will be clerking for the Special Master Brian Corcoran in the Court of Federal Claims. Please join me in congratulating Ben and Madeline on this honor. Thank you. Thank you. Ben and Madeline are just two of our outstanding graduates. In the back of the commencement program are the names of graduating students recognized for their academic and leadership achievements, including the editorial boards of our 4 journals, our outstanding advocates, and students with extraordinary records in public service and scholarship in all of our programs. Congratulations to all of our graduates for their outstanding achievements. Well, we will now recognize candidates for the several degrees that are offered by the School of Law. Associate Dean Scott Schumacher will introduce each program.
Dean Krug, I'm pleased to announce that there are 4 PhD recipients in the class of 2018. The University of Washington is among the few select U.S. law schools to offer a PhD in law. This distinguished program educates leading U.S. and international legal scholars and policymakers. The Doctor of Philosophy degree is the highest degree awarded by the university. We offer special recognition in the program to the individuals who successfully completed their doctoral degrees this academic year. Professor Mike Townsend is director of the PhD program. Professor Townsend, please come forward to announce our PhD recipients. Professor Clark Lombardi, an assistant director of the PhD program. Dr. Melissa Kane, have the honor of hooding our PhD recipients.
Dean Krug, members of the faculty, students, guests, family members, it is my great honor to present these candidates for the Doctorate of Philosophy degree. First, in absentia, is Andy O'Mara, who cannot be with us here, by which I mean physically tonight. He may well be watching. Hello, Andy, either now or soon in the future. His dissertation title is Protecting Economic and Social Rights in a Constitutionally Strong Form of Judicial Review, the Case of Constitutional Review by the Indonesian Constitutional Court. Beth Riven and Hugh Spitzer were the faculty members who were his co-chairs. Let's congratulate Andy, even though he's not here. So first, we have Yi Zhang, an addition to your program. Her dissertation is entitled, Beyond the Bayh-Dole Effect, an Entrepreneurial Approach to Building Technology Transfer. Jane Wynn was her faculty chair. Dean Krug, I present to you Dr. Yi Zhang. Next, we have Washa Lai. Her dissertation is entitled Anatomy of Treaty Interpretation, Adjudicating Environmental Disputes Under International Economic Law. Tom Schönbaum was her faculty chair. Dean Krug, I present to you Dr. Washa Lai. And finally, Harun Rahimi. His dissertation is entitled Trade, Credit, and Institutions in the Context of Afghanistan, a Unifying Approach to Institutional Reform in the Countries with Poor Infrastructure, Limited Market Expansion Opportunities, and Weak but Reformist Governments. Clark Lombardi was his faculty chair. Dean Krug, I present to you Dr. Harun Rahimi.
Our newest PhD recipients are seated with the Faculty of Law. Let's congratulate them. And now for the JD degrees. The class of 2018 is chosen by nomination and ballot to honor 4 outstanding teachers. Professor Bill Bailey, Steve Calandrillo, and Catherine Watts received the Philip Troutman Professor of the Year Award, and Professor Dwight Drake received the Faculty Excellence in Graduate Education Award. These faculty have the honor of reading the names of various degree recipients. JD names will be read by Professors Bill Bailey, Steve Calandrillo, and Catherine Watts. Professor Bailey, would you please begin introducing our JD graduates?
I just want to give a shout out to the class of 2018. This is the greatest honor of my 40-year career in the law. Thank you all. It's kind of interesting to be this age and be a little nervous up here, but I'm glad to be able to start off with it's beyond student, someone I admire greatly. I've learned as much from him. I hope he's learned something from me. Theodore Roosevelt Shaw. Nicholas Valera. Sana Nagi. Yona Reback. Jonathan Zaworski. Kristen Lang. Jessica Burris. Ryan Gompertz. Jonathan Preshaw. Kyle Schroeder. Cameron Young. Michael Rebliati. Samuel Wilton. Adam Roberts. Richard Glienski. David Matsumoto. Marcus Surratt. Christopher McBride. Mariko Kagiyama. Garrett Ratfield. Corinne Elise Brierly. Anne Fifley.
Derek Peterson. Crystal Pardue. Devin Kesner. Nadia Eckhart. Adam Haney. Jennifer Calkins. Susanna Ruiz. Minyoung Michelle Her. Shay Shermer. Raina Amon Griffin. Omar Kojulin. Tobin Platt. Michael Moreno. Brandon Mart. Zachary Browning. Cameron Carlson. Grayson Blue. Dylan Olson. Reza Jonathan Pazuki. Paul Francis. Darius Izad. Zachary Cleary. Alec Ralston. Sebastian Stock. Jack McClellan. Austin Borcherding. Joshua Paul Whitman.
Emily Obermiller. Muriel Rose Moore. Bridget Groats. Olivia May Miller. Kellyanne Skay Han. Leslie Wu. Christina Widener. Maya Robbins. Anika Perkins. Michael Mohan. James Satterberg. Matthew Baker. Charles King. Kenneth Sang. Zachary Brousseau. Kyle Quackenbush. Evan Emanowski. How are you? Evan Dobbs. Nathaniel Robert Block. Jacob Gober.
Brittany Silver Tubbs. Caitlin Judith Fulton. Greg Hibbard. H. Malvich. John Delaney. Nicholas Scott. Mary Oppler. Kendall Lynn Frazee. Marina Hernandez Busset. Ana Feoro. Alexandra Burton. Courtney Blackburn. Cassandra Diane Searles. Madeline Lameau.
Eric Thomas Cohan. Jacob Deeney. Carl Rubenstein. Mary Carmen Perez Vargas. Madura Pagini. Sarah Rose Aitchison. Sarah Ashmore. Joshua Chang. Alex Pearson. Miles Bludorn. Max Fawcett. Dan Goodman. Samantha Pitch. Tevon Edwards. Amala Zukic. Anthony S. Aronica. Ty Hume. Stephanie Giroux. Daniel Halo. Eric Schreiner. Jonathan Shute. Gabrielle Hanna.
Vicky Way. Stephen Mattis. Gavin Keene. Stephen Corey. Teresa Stevenson. Rob Philbrick. Christopher Stevenson. Sean Urban. Katrina Outland. Catherine Shattuck Gabrielle. Kelsey Armstrong Han. Emma Luton. Renee Ombacher. Sarah Hendrick. Rosa Ostrom. Stefan Yan. Ryan Pilardi. Conrad Calpen. Carolee Casas. Margaret Dungo Gritton.
Nitika Aurora. Jada Greco. Megan McNabb. Elliot Okente. Vanessa Catherine Williams Hall. Ben Crozier. Cesar Hernandez. Luis Beltran. Christ Anton Biancanja, the fourth. Michael Cajodas Payan. Jamie Lee Richardson. Jake Willard. Allison Kathleen Harper. Dirk Anthony Westermeyer. Alexander Arkfeld. Brent Droz. Seth Parent. Sean Thinakni. Jacob Knudsen.
Chiyun Lee. Marielle Maxwell. Jenna Gustafson. Eric Martis. Daniel Dido. Newman Dean. Dan Hagen. Jessica Puckett. Alexis Howell. Julia Michelle. Ari Robbins. Nico Quintana. Chance Yeager. Mickey Hoy. Natasha Magnus. Nathan Fry. Adam Sterling. Team Krug, that concludes the JDs of 2018.
In addition to our JD and PhD degrees, we also offer Master of Laws degrees in several subject matters. The LLM is an advanced degree for U.S. and international students who already hold a first degree in law. The MJA is an advanced degree for non-lawyers who seek a deeper knowledge of law to respond to legal issues in their professional life. Leaders from each program will have the honor of reading the names of that program's graduates. Professor Dwight Drake, recipient of the Faculty Excellence in Graduate Education Award, and cherished colleague, will present the candidate for Masters of Law in Taxation. Will the tax students please come forward? Will Professor Drake please come forward? She is. She just went through. I think you just announced her that she also received.
Is it Chian or Chia? Dean Krug and all of you, it's a pleasure and an honor to be able to introduce our candidates for LLM in taxation. Philip Orden still? Nicholas Pillett? Minzin Chin? Robert Frankel? Mark Franz? Allison A. Sierra? Jinan Wang? Gina Wei Zhang. John Jetter. Taylor Riddle. And I believe we have one JD candidate who has also received her LLM in taxation. Cheyenne Lee, is she here? She's in Cheyenne.
Professor Anita Ramasastry, Faculty Director of the Sustainable International Development Program, will present its Masters of Law candidates.
Thank you, Scott. Dean Krug, colleagues and guests, it is really my honor and privilege to present to you the 2018 candidates for Masters of Law in Sustainable International Development. The first three of our graduates are also Bearer Institute Fellows, and we want to extend a warm thank you to Stan and Alta Bearer, great friends to the law school and the university, for their generosity in making this fellowship possible. And followed by that will be a Trace International Scholar. Again, our great thanks to the Trace International Foundation. Okay. So, Adaobi Egboka from Nigeria. Andres Felipe Ruiz Camelo from Colombia. Monica Moniendo from Kenya. Pagamsuram Lakvadsuran from Mongolia. Lydia Shimelis from Ethiopia. Gabriela Ocampo Ucha from Mexico. Ahmed Vali Benoud from Afghanistan. Hassan Guyo from Kenya. Bilgun Akdu from Mongolia. Sarah Parker from Maple Valley. Murat Cengizliye from Turkey. Drew Pollum, also from Washington State. Congratulations. Tawab Danish from Afghanistan. I present to you the Sustainable International Development Class of 2018. Thank you.
Professor Bob Gamakaiewicz, Director of the Graduate Program in Intellectual Property, will present its Masters of Law candidates. Bob.
Dean Krug, faculty colleagues, I present to you the graduates of the Intellectual Property Law and Policy LLM program. Alexis Listro. Ya Wong. Wenjun Luo. Piumi Walakula Archiki Don. Zijiao Lao. Huimin Zhang. Ke Wu. Shan Wei. Hei Wan Yu. Xiaohan Lei. Emanuela Canigalo. Mariona Garcia. Joel Madison. Charles Anu Tanyi. Yosuke Suzuki. Dean Krug, that concludes the graduates for Intellectual Property Law and Policy.
Dr. Dana Rogrodsky, Director of the General Law LLM program, will present its Masters of Law candidates.
Dean Krug, faculty, honored guest, it is my pleasure and honor to introduce the graduating class of the General Law LLM for 2018. And we'll start with Eric Zhengxiao Liu. Sahar Jalili. Jocelyn Barber. Ana Maria Tashkoy. Mrinalini Balachander. Kaya Lee. Himal Parth Shah. Alejandro Pardo Cuchet. Isabella Rose Jane Junio. Luis Q. Cisneros. Ariane Lefrançois. Juan Lee. Jeff Wheat. Chisato Kasahara. Eugene Yuichi Ueda. Tomoya Tsuzumi. Wansu Cheng. Janan Unal Erkek. Wan Yu Wu. Arunvatei Chausan. Chu Chao Li. Ji Gu. Dean, I present to you the General Law LLM class of 2018. I would be remiss for not recognizing one of our graduates who also received his JD a little earlier and is receiving his General Law LLM degree tonight, Chris Biakajna.
Professor Terry Price, Associate Director of the Health Law Program, will present his Masters of Law candidates. Professor Price.
Dean Krug, it gives me great pleasure to present the 2018 candidates for the Health Law LLM degree. As if I need it. Shantae Chambry Mosley. Jacqueline Greenberg. Shelby Ross. Wu Chichai Song Sawang. Julie Smith. Xingyi Chen. And those are the 2018 Health Law LLM graduates.
Professor Dongshang Zhang, the Faculty Director of the Asian Law Center, will recognize graduates of the Masters of Law in Asian and Comparative Law, as well as the Masters of Law in Global Business Law. Professor Zhang.
Dean Krug, it's my honor to introduce you the class of 2018 LLM students specializing in Asian comparative law and global business law. Fasil Asanula. Hamid Isa. Faisal Hadi. Melissa Zhang. Global Business Law, Sim Hawk. Misai Fukunuma. Judy Hongzhou Lee. Paula Pera Zulaka. Saskia Putri. Akshay Kumar. Dean Cook, that concludes the class of 2018 from the Asian Law. Thank you.
Professor Pat Kusler, Faculty Director of the Masters of Jurisprudence program, will present the Masters of Jurisprudence candidates. Professor Kusler.
Dean Krug, faculty, and honored guests, it's my pleasure to present our Masters of Jurisprudence candidates for 2018. Yoya Chung. Arjan Kalsi. Aftan Ali Abdi. Christina Lego. That concludes the presentation for this year.
Family and friends, please join Dean Krug, the faculty and staff of UW Law, in congratulating each of our wonderful graduates.
Wow. Wonderful, just wonderful. What a wonderful occasion. This has been an amazing celebration, and again, we are just so proud of our graduates. Thank you so much for being with us tonight, everyone. I'm going to ask that our family and friends please remain seated until the graduates have exited the auditorium, and graduates, I ask that you remain seated just a few minutes while the faculty and leadership team leave the stage. Congratulations, class of 2018!
Let's not Ron do. Let's Ron do this, y'all.